Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we are going to be talking about who the knight is. And yes, every single day from now on till the release of Deltarune chapter 3 and 4, we will be uploading daily. And on the day of, we'll be doing a chapter 3, maybe even 4 live stream until we play the whole thing. So go to the live tab and press on remind me of this stream, because I'm gonna be streaming an hour before the game launches. 7 days of madness, 7 days of daily comment, 7 days of night. Who is it? And it's gotta be, maybe, Kris. Now a lot of people think it's this motherfucker right here. Look at him, look at them, right there. Now a lot of motherfuckers think it's Kris, understandably so. Kris kind of did a little bit of a at the end of chapter 2. So thinking that Kris is the knight overall is understandable. It's an understandable thing. You know, frankly, I believe there's a little bit of a knight if I do say so myself, considering, you know, after all, even if they aren't the main knight, even if there's only one knight, and if they're the main, if they ain't the main one, you know, they kind of are a knight because they made a whole ass dark fountain. That's just me though. You know, even if the grand plan doesn't involve Kris being the knight, I just want to say, kind of still are. You know, that's just me. But there's some time inconsistencies and time issues surrounding the chapter 2 Dark Fountain. See, I went into detail about that when I started doing these videos. This is actually right there. Look at it go. But ultimately, I still think it's probably not just them. That's just me, girl. You know, it would be a little too convenient. I would also question as to why Ralsei only just now figured out that the Dark Fountain existed. You know, that's just me though. You know, Kris could be the knight. Kris could have done it the night. I don't know. They definitely did something other than the 2 things we know they did. So the 2 things we know that Kris did in the night before the chapter 2 Dark Fountain is that they ate a fucking pie like the fucking grubby little fucker they are. And they plugged in the TV. That's the things we know Kris did. He done diddly do. But I gotta be honest, this non-binary bitch definitely did something else other than those 2 things, because they were a little too tired to just have done those 2 things. That's just me though. So whatever this non-binary bastard did, we'll see. Maybe it was some nighty shenanigans, maybe it was something else, I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm not Tobias Foxworth himself. I'm not the fox, I am not the dog, I am not the AD, the annoying dog. Yeah. But what about the next one? What about the sussy bucker, also known as Susie Deltarune? Well, if we go under the assumption that Kris could have done it in the night, and if we completely ignore that the library should have been closed and there should have been a break-in, if, you know, Kris was in the night, if we ignore that, if we go under the assumption that doors aren't locked for some fucking reason, then Susie could have done it too. Susie could have done the chapter 1 Dark Fountain. That's just true. Anyone could have stolen a key from the teachers, and then could have done the Dark Fountain in the spare room. Now, why would the Chaos Card King bitch-ass motherfucker not realize that Susie's the knight? Same reason as the Kris truthers. They didn't talk. And this chapter 2 Dark Fountain, same reason as Kris as well, could have done it in the night. The night could have been in the night. Maybe, we don't know yet. But the chapter 3 Dark Fountain then would not have been done by a night. You know? There's something there, presumably. But guys, fellaroonies, what about Ralsei? Now, the explanation given in chapter 2 is that a lightner must strike the earth and create a dark fountain. However, that information comes from Ralsei. So what if Ralsei is just a lying cunt and is actually the one behind everything and putting us on a different trail because he's telling lies? Lies, I say, absolute disgusting, despicable lies. So echen wir sie. Absolut abgrundtiefig Ziegenbacke. Gut für nichts außer Käse bist du. Anyway, what have we considered? Guys, fellaroonies, have we considered? It could have been Big T. Big T-O-I-E-L. As a teacher, I will say, she could have gone in the room, you know, she's a teacher, she's the big teacher. And as the big teacher, she probably has a spare room key and could have gone in there. So Toriel could have done the stabby in the floor, made a dark fountain, made a big boy. And then, if you question as to how Toriel could have made the chapter 2 dark fountain, well, that's clear. That's clear. She just left the classroom. I mean, we couldn't check. We were fucking asleep. Someone's got a little itty bitty diet on the goddamn job like Chrissy. This fish fucker, stupid ass motherfucker. But because of that, we actually have no possible way of telling that Toriel never left the class. And so do we have no possible way of telling that Elphys never left. In the middle of the class, Elphys could just say, Rooney students of all kinds and genders, I'm pissing. And then she left and made a dark fountain, came back. But then I know what you're asking. You know, you're asking a lot of questions right now. It's understandable. But the question can be answered by a simple goddamn name. That's right, Asgore. Clearly, Asgore's tonight. You know Asgore? That's just a public library. You can just walk right in there. You can just wiggity woo all over the goddamn place. When it comes to the chapter 2 dark fountain, anyone can get in there. Chapter 1 dark fountain, now that's a little bit more tricky. You gotta have access to a spare room key because the broom's been abandoned. Now how do you get access to that? Maybe by being the walk-in husband, the ex-husband of one of the teachers. Maybe before they broke up, maybe even just now when Asgore stole the goddamn keys. Maybe using his connections to his ex-wife, he used the keys of the goddamn room to unlock it and make the dark fountain of chapter 1. Or he like broke in. Like it's not that deep. So maybe they don't close fucking doors anywhere. And that door isn't locked either. So it's woo. God, I hate Furies. And then police! As a police officer in the city, clearly Undyne has the capabilities of going into anyone's home, requiring only a warrant. And if Undyne makes some shit up, then letting Nepsablook issue a warrant, Undyne can clearly simply walks into the classroom and make the dark fountain there. Under the guise of investigation, Undyne is also strong, so she could clearly overpower the 4 kingdoms. Noelle, as a student in the school, can clearly have access to the spare classroom. And since her teacher is Elphys, and Elphys is extremely pushable. Like, you can just, like, talk to her and, like, get her to leave, probably, and then just take the key. Like, it's not that deep, steal it from Elphys. Anyone's done it. So clearly what happened there was Noelle stole the key from Elphys, used the key to unlock the room, went into the room, made a dark fountain, and there we have chapter 1. Chapter 2, of course, was done while Burgley was sifting through his shit in the goddamn thing. Burgley was just looking through his bag, and then, like, behind him, Noelle just kind of stabbed the floor, and then suddenly they were falling asleep, because that's what happens when you make a dark fountain. Burgley used his ability to bird all over the place, to bird all over Elphys and steal the key, at which point Burgley went into the spare classroom, strike the earth, made a dark fountain. You love to see it. And then in chapter diddly 2, definitely Noelle was the one getting stuff out of her bag, and as Noelle was doing that, Burgley in the distance goes, "Yay!" Tammy used her ability to rock because she rocks, and as a pet, rock, isn't it a rock? No, it's an egg. She used her egg to egg her teachers on to give her the key, and then she egged all over the place into the chapter 1 dark fountain, made their shit right after class. Like, we know that Burgley and Noelle actually took a little while to get to the goddamn dark world. We know this because Noelle actually stops to talk to Susie Barker, also known as Susie Deltarune. Noelle and Susie and Kris have a conversation. That means Burgley probably waiting from the school. That gives Tammy time to make the dark fountain in the school, striking the earth. Then Tammy do be leaving, and then they don't realize they walk into a fucking dark room. This is stupid, but that's what people that believe in Kris Knight believe. So, yeah, they didn't notice that the room was shining with darkness, and they went in. Yeah, the illness is but a front, because as Rudy realized that he must destroy the world for darkness, I guess, Rudy went into the school at the very night that is late. He sneaked in because, as we know, there are no locks in the entirety of this town that anyone ever closes. So he just went inside. So funny. I love Deltarune. I love Deltarune. And so, since there aren't any locks, he just went inside and made the dark button. This is the dumbest shit of all time. Kris Knight, boys. I fucking dropped my marker. I'm not bringing that shit up. No, fuck you. You know what? I'm gonna cinch in. You know, I gotta. It's a witch music. That's crazy. That's messed up. That's actually crazy. I love being bred. Because there's no locks, chapter 2 Dark Fountain, he did it in the night again. Because we know that there are no locks. That's crazy. Everyone's the night, I forgot. Onion Sun, clearly, use the tentacle to go into the drainage system. And in the drainage system, you know, getting the tentacle through there, simply the drainage system comes out in the classroom and in the library. So all Onion Sun did was to go through the drainage system with like one hand, grab a knife, and then stab the earth. And they did the same thing with chapter 2. Yay! I think people are gonna cancel me for this video, I think. It's Shay! See, Shay came all the way from the worlds of the Hunter of the Tail. They speed ran all over the goddamn place with goddamn Naruto running throughout the entirety of Undertale until a wormhole opened up in front of them. It was crazy, messed up even. That's actually crazy is what they said. And this is what Shay said. You know, still in the middle of the Naruto run, running right through the portal, running right into the classroom, which was locked. See, this is actually a better theory than the others because the door was actually locked. And then they suddenly fell over because, you see, they already had the real knife equipped. They were about to fight Sans. They had the real knife equipped. They just fell over when it came to running through the portal. They fell over through the portal, and then suddenly the knife landed like this, and then a world was made. The Dark One are dead. So it was actually Shay. And then when Shay was finding out, you can make like cool people, like you can make objects into people in Dark Worlds, and then they were like, well, I'm a computer guy. I'm gonna be a computer guy. Maybe I can go and do it with computer design. That's what they did. It was Merc. Merc is the knight that Sherry come. That's right. You didn't expect it. You didn't see it coming because the betrayal is real. The betrayal of Merc. The betrayal is right there. You see it. You see it clearly with your eyes. Merc has betrayed you specifically. That's what he did. You can't believe it anymore. You can't believe that every single YouTuber would betray you at your time of need. And to that I can only say, I would never betray you. If you want a YouTuber that don't betray you, he just don't do it. That's me. Yeah, it's good, so good, so fine. Because the guy in mod, that's me, will never turn his back on you. Because I'll kick you right in the front, so reach the music. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. Anyway, because Merc wasn't getting hit by Sans, it created a time paradox vortex, which sucked Merc into it. and suddenly Merc found himself no-hitting the Dark Worlders. And because they were failing so hard, they accidentally made a Dark Fountain, and that's how chapter 1 and 2 were made. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier. Mark Fischbach. When creating the wormholes and in space with Markiplier, one wormhole led Markiplier to a new world only known as Deltarune. He found himself in a classroom yet unexplored, a classroom full of possibility. And as such, Mark Fischbach struck the earth and created Dark Fountain. Upon realizing his newly found ability, he proceeded to make a second Dark World, this time in the computer laboratory of that same town. I wanted to write a Riley Reid. That's not. I shouldn't do that. Damn. I wonder why I can't get laid. Oh, shout out to the fucking bastards that know this reference. You're just like me for real. Alone. I wonder if Gauru Shadowscale knows this one. I'm about to Gauru Shadowscale all over the wall. I'm about to appear with Minus on a Discord call. Say, Scale, I hear you like I'm young, or you don't ever go to Cell Block 1. Summer to life expire. Souls go to their dooms in flame forevermore. Karlach! That's right. Karlach from Baldur's Gate, the third installment of the series. You love to see it if I do say so myself. Larian Studios and Toby Fox are going to have a collaboration between the two companies. And then we will see that Karlach is actually the knight. Not out of any nefarious reasons, she is too pure for that. Please marry me. Now, surely, I forgot what I was going to say. Karlach. My thing goes absolutely goddamn hard. Cue the clown.